Good afternoon, David. Thank you for getting involved in our Business Owner Spotlight interview. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us all about your business?
Yeah. First, Scott, thank you very much for the invite. It's good to be able to take some time out to chat to you. My name is David Rogers. I'm the director for a company called Speedlink International Logistics. We are based at Belfast International Airport. We are what it says. We are a logistics company, stroke freight forwarder. So basically, at the end of the day, we import and export. If we have a slogan, if it moves, we'll move it for you. While we're a locally based company, we have a global network. So if you need something moved to either Argentina or China or anything in between, we're more than happy to help you out in that respect. So we've been in business now. The company itself on the island of Ireland has been in business for over 30 years. I joined the company in 2009. So actually come November, we'll have been operating here in Northern Ireland for the last 15 years. So as I say, we move everything from a pen to an 85-ton gearbox for wind turbines. So it's quite a broad range that we do and what we look after.
Yeah, some big solutions you're having to provide for people there.
Absolutely.
Tell us a bit more. What would you say is different about you guys? You know, obviously there's lots of freight forwarders around. What do you guys? What's your unique selling point?
Well, I like to think it's a people industry. We have good members of staff, experienced staff, and we like to go the extra mile for our customers. We are unique because we do some unique services that other freight forwarders and logistics companies don't provide. Like I said to you, we moved the 85-ton gearboxes for wind farms. We do dangerous goods repackaging and sending them out. And then 2 weeks ago, we were very fortunate to be on UTV and ITVX Dogs with Jobs, where we had the television crew here for a full day, and they filmed with us. And the reason for that, we operate at what they call FREDs, which are free running explosive detection dogs, and our air freight division. So any items that need to go by air, which are large, don't fit into the X-ray machine or dense, we have dogs who do the screening of that, and therefore it's legal then to fly an aircraft. Why we're unique in that respect, we are the only regional company within the United Kingdom offer the service, and we're the only company on the island of Ireland that offer the services here at Belfast International Airport. So the benefit to the exporter, we can knock anywhere between 42 to 78 hours off the supply chain, and it's a more cost-effective and guaranteed way of getting your product to fly an aircraft to anywhere globally.
Probably one of the best
USPs
one of the best USPs I've heard in a while. Anyway, David, so that you definitely are unique. Nobody else is doing that, and a massive impact to the customer. I mean, you say you move a pen to an 85-ton gearbox. Have you got an ideal customer? I mean, is there somebody that you would most like to talk to, or you end up servicing most?
The beauty of what we do is we can service right across the board. So whether you're into heavy mechanical, if you're into airline seats, if you're into pharmaceuticals, if you're into food, I mean, we have organized 4 charters to the United States of butter. So right across the board, anybody that's experiencing problems getting their goods out, particularly by air freight, come and talk to us, because we do have the solution for you. And many customers up and down the island of Ireland, and indeed from the UK, because we have brought stuff in from the UK, from GB into Northern Ireland to be screened. So yeah, absolutely. We don't have the ideal exporter. Just anybody that's having difficulty in exporting their goods for whatever reason, give us a call.
You'll move it across. Brilliant. So again, we've got to know your business a fair bit more there. I'm keen to find out a bit more about you, David. How long have you been in business for, and what's that journey been like?
Well, believe it not, I got into this industry when I was 16, which 46 years later, I'm still in it. I can remember the day I went for the interview. When I came out of the interview, I said to my late father, there's no way I'm joining the transport company. So the rest, to say, their history. Over that time, I have been involved with two other companies, one being a major corporate and the other then being a family run organization. And then in 2008, 2009, when the downturn came, unfortunately, I was made redundant.
Okay.
So I took about a month out to sit down, drink a lot of coffee, and think, what am I going to do here now?
Mm-hmm.
So then I thought, you know what? I've worked for people for years. I'll have a go at this myself. So basically, then I started my own business in 2009, and then spoke to my current business colleague, and we opened Speedlink International Logistics in Northern Ireland, which, as I say, I'm now a director of it. So, and have been for the last 15 years. So that's in a very short nutshell my route to here as such.
Yeah, I mean, 46 years in the same industry, you must love it. There must be something about it that keeps you interested.
Absolutely, it's the joy of the chase gets me out of bed in the mornings.
Yeah.
No 2 days are the same. You get to meet some very interesting people. Some you could happily, you know what, at times. But generally, right across the board, it has been very enjoyable career to be in, from customers to suppliers, staff wise, and everything else. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is. If you like variety, I would suggest get a career in the transport logistics industry.
So tell us more. I mean, what would you say has been your biggest lesson in business, especially in the last, say, 15 years since you've been with Speedlink?
How important his reputation is, especially in a small marketplace, and how important it is to have a quality service to your customers, and to be honest and straight on all occasions.
Yeah.
Because when I've discovered, even if you're bringing bad news to a customer,
yeah,
at least they can react and do something about it. If I've learned anything else, there is no point trying to be smart and just be open and honest and upfront. And it gets you a good name in the marketplace, and your customers know they're dealing with somebody who will walk the extra mile for them, and open and honest on what's going on with their products.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say customer centric, but it sounds like you're talking from experience there, and you're actually living it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. There's so many things can go wrong in a supply chain that you have no control of, but the one thing you have control of is keeping your customer up to date.
Yeah. Is there a piece of advice you've been given over the years that you wish you had taken?
Oh, that's a good question. I know there's nothing sort of comes to mind in that respect.
Yeah.
No, there's no regrets, no nothing.
Or is there anything? There's nothing like you would, if you had your time again, say even the last 15 years, you would do it all again the same way.
I would, yes. Yeah. There was nothing I would change, because there's no point looking back with regrets or anything else, because you can't do anything about it.
No, I mean, if the mistakes, I'm assuming you take the learning then, so you wouldn't
Absolutely.
have learned if you didn't make mistakes.
Well, if there was mistakes made, and no doubt there was,
sure,
you learn from them, you move on, you don't dwell on them. The main thing is you learn from it.
That's it, 100%.
And always to have that sort of positive attitude. Things happen. Some you can control, others you can't. Don't hang up on them. Just move on.
Yeah. So, a question I always like to ask, just to get to know you a bit more. If you could invite 3 people for dinner, who would they be, and why?
These would be quite interesting.
Looking forward to this one. Yeah.
Well, the first one I would like to have met was Thomas Edison.
Okay.
The guy who designed the modern day light bulb.
Yeah.
And the reason because I love some of the quotes that he had, but one particular which I have found very helpful, and it was this: I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Our greatest weakness lies in giving up.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah.
It's incredible to think, where was he on 9,999?
Yeah, absolutely. He went on to help the Ford Motor Company and everything else,
Yeah.
because he spread his wealth around. So, but I thought that was quite, from that point of view. The other next one then would be John Wesley, the founder of the Methodist Church.
Okay.
From a social point of view.
Yeah.
But again, one of his quotes, what I like most of all, is this: is do all the good you can in all the ways you can, to all the souls you can, in every place you can, at all times you can, with all the zeal you can, as long as ever you can. I mean, from the social point of view,
yeah,
would we not be in a better world if we all had taken that a bit of advice?
It's pretty abundant mindset,
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. And the last one would be Calvin Coolidge, who was the 30th president of the United States of America,
Okay.
who saw over the roaring 20s in the United States, and he was wise enough not to go for a second term. He just stayed on it. But how I got this one, the family company that I worked for, the chairman of the company had a plaque on his wall of this saying, and he gave it to me, and he says, "David, if you remember nothing else, you know, listen to this." And I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Oh, yes. Omnipotent. That's the word I'm trying to go. The slogan "Press On" has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race.
Yeah, and again, Edison's just an example of that, with it, how many times.
Yeah. So it's yeah. I would have liked to meet all three of them.
Yeah, no, it's quite a dinner party.
Yeah, it would be. Yes. But they're all sort of encouragement and moving on.
There's definitely a theme, around their abundance and their their sort of growth mindset, and it even makes me, from your story you told, you were 30 years in the business, made redundant, and then decided to go, basically go again for another 15 years on your own. So it's that growth mindset is the theme to all of those guys, isn't it?
Oh, very much so. As I say, it's it's just that grit, determination to move on, be positive, be focused, be good to as many folks as you can do in the way through, and carve out, the freight market in Northern Ireland there's quite a number of companies in it. So
yes,
at the beginning, and we still do, is try to bring something different to the table.
So what does the next, say, 5 years look like for you guys, and what do you think the main challenges are going to be moving forward then?
Well, of course, we have no control what happens politically,
Sure.
either in the UK or Ireland or globally, as we're talking to you now.
Yeah.
So, and all exporters sadly will be affected some way by whatever government decisions are. The next 5 years, we're looking at quite positive. 2024 was quite a challenge, no question about that. We've had a general election here. We've had the situation in the United States. We've had the global conflicts, which I think has sort of stifled business in Northern Ireland. We certainly haven't taken advantage of the whole Brexit, Windsor Agreement, and all that good stuff. I know people pour a lot of cold water on it and wail and gnashing of teeth, but I think there's an opportunity there that's being missed. It's one of the areas that we're selling to our global market. Come and set up in Northern Ireland, bring your product to Northern Ireland. You've got access to the UK and the European Union, and we can help with our network. We can help and solve that sort of thing. So the next 5 years, we're actually looking quite positive to 2025. We're looking at possibly new premises. We're looking to bring a lot more work in-house, developing our social media a lot more. We've just appointed a new business development director to head up that. So it's growth, and growth. And with the services that we offer and the global network, we do believe we do have we have all the tools in the toolbox to help and support exporters and importers. Brilliant. So next 5 years, looking to new premises, looking to expand what we're doing. So looking quite positive.
Oh, brilliant. So it does sound positive, and again, it's great to hear a local company sort of playing on that global stage as well. It's quite exciting. just to finish up, then a question I always like to finish on. If you could go back in time, maybe just to win, maybe just a week after you got that interview, or you said to your late father you weren't going to go into the transport industry. If you could speak to yourself back then, what piece of advice would you give yourself?
Well, first and foremost, take every opportunity that comes your way to achieve your goal. If you have set yourself goals, take every opportunity, because within all organizations, there is an opportunity to better yourself.
Sure.
Take those opportunities and go for it. The other bit of advice was given to me, not then, but certainly I would pass on to anybody else, that to remember to be good to those on your way up, because remember, you could be meeting them on the way down again.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And also to make sure that you have a good work-life balance. You work to live, you don't live to work.
Yeah.
That would be the sort of advice I would give my 17-year-old, 16, 17-year-old David Rogers if I was to do it all over again.
Well, look, I really enjoyed our chat. It's great to hear, as I say, about a vibrant local company doing so well, on that global stage, and a positive 5 years ahead. I enjoyed getting to know you a bit more, David, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to tell us your story. So thank you very much.
Not at all, Scott. Appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.